Hey guys, this is a video about the big three pieces of gear that worked for me on my AT through hike last year, 2018. So it's tent, backpack, and sleeping pad and sleeping bag. So these are all the things that worked for me, why I liked them, why I didn't like them, and yeah. Little cat. Oh, hi. Are you gonna do the gear video? Alright, so to start with, these are the packs I took. This is Little Cat. Or I'll start with this one. Alright, so this is the Osprey Aura 50-liter pack. I started the trail with this and I ended with this. I liked it a lot. It has this like built-in suspension thing. It makes you feel like you're not really carrying as much as you really are. I'm not wild about the hip belt pockets. You can't fit a phone in there. You can't, and they're super hard to unzip. I think a lot of people will tell you this, like you can't use one hand to just unzip it, which really irritated me a lot. And that you have to kind of reach far back for it, and I also like that it has this, it's supposed to be I think for like your sleeping bag, but I put my food in the bottom, so if I wanted to stop and like have a snack, I could just unzip this little compartment and it goes right into the bottom of my pack instead of having to take everything out of the top. The front mesh pocket, it's not very big. I lost a couple things out of here, like in Maine. I lost my sandals that I had carried the whole way, which made me really sad. So overall, I really liked it, and I'll definitely be using it again. I started with it in March, and then I went to my Gossamer gear pack in Damascus. Because when I was carrying all my winter stuff, this was fun. It had a lot of room. I could shove everything in. It didn't feel like I was carrying a lot, even though I was. And then when summer came and I had like no clothes, this was like halfway empty, and I was like, this is a lot lighter and this is heavier, and I can roll, even though this is a 50-liter also, I can roll it down and make it a lot smaller and it's lighter. So it was also on sale. I had it shipped to me in Damascus, and I really, really love it. But I then got this back when my family came to visit me in Vermont. They brought this back. They brought all my 20-degree bag, my winter clothes. So from Springer to Damascus I had this, and then from, let's see, that would have been around Manchester, Vermont to Katahdin I had this. Pouting. This is the Gossamer Gear Silverback 50. It's also 50 liters, but it's a lot lighter. That being said, I don't like carrying all my winter gear in this. It's a little heavier on my shoulders. But in the summer this was totally fine. I had this from Damascus to Manchester, Vermont. I love this giant pocket in the front. You can literally shove anything in there. I shoved my camp shoes, like my toiletries, anything I wanted to get out during the day, I just shoved in that pocket. It's huge. This also, I forgot to mention, on the Osprey, the water bottle pockets on this thing suck. Like, I don't like them at all, because you can slide your water bottle in the side here, but it falls out every time, for me at least. And then trying to stick it in this little smaller hole where it actually might stay is really hard to do with one hand. I eventually got the hang of it, but these pockets are amazing. They're huge. I can fit like 3 smart water bottles in here if I really want to, and I have no problem sticking them in there myself. When I started with it in Damascus, I took the brain off. Like, you just unsnap it, it's super easy. These little snips. Because I didn't need it. I mean, barely had this thing full of stuff. So without the brain, you can just roll it down, and these clips clip to the where the brain was. And then I think I had like my mom send it eventually because I'm like, it's not that much weight. And I like being able to stick some things up here that I want to get to easily, like my headlamp, toilet paper, bug spray, things like that. I was like, you know, whatever. So I got it back and put it back on. I really like that this, which is the padding for your back, is also a sit pad. And honestly, I didn't really do it that much unless I was like at camp for the night, because it was kind of annoying to shove back in there for like a little snack break. But this is a little Z-Packs bag I bought. It slips right over your backpack strap. I loved this for my phone. My phone fit perfectly in here, and I could cinch it shut so it wouldn't fall out. I would stick like my headphones, my sunglasses in this little pocket, because the hip belt pockets aren't that big in this either. Can't fit a phone. I wanted my phone to be easily accessible for gut hooks and everything. So I went with this, and I really like it. Overall, if I had to pick my favorite, I would pick the Gossamer gear. So tent-wise, I had the Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1. It's a one-person, obviously, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It's super light. It's semi-freestanding, so you don't always have to stake it out if you don't want to, which towards the end of the trail, I almost never staked it out because I was super lazy. Unless it was windy or rainy, I just set it up and didn't stake it out and didn't have any problems. I kept the stakes inside the bag with the poles, and then I just slid this down in my water bottle holder of my backpack. The only thing people don't like about this tent is that to crawl out of it, the vestibule is at the head of the tent. There's no like side entrances, which almost all my friends' tents had the side entrances with the vestibules. But this one is at the head, so to crawl out of it, you have to kind of crawl on your hands and knees, which is even harder when you're already super sore from backpacking all day. But I eventually got used to it, and it wasn't too bad. Every time I start a backpacking trip though, it's like super annoying because I'm so sore and it sucks trying to crawl out of the tent. But other than that, I really like this tent. It never failed me. I never woke up soaking wet. Also, even though it's just a one-person tent, I still had room for my pack inside because it's really long. So I could either put my pack at my feet or at my head, but most of the time I just stuck it in my vestibule because I didn't like it. It smells really bad and I don't really want it in the tent with me. But if I wanted to, like if it was pouring out, I would just stick it down at the bottom of my tent and put my feet on it. Oh, wow, that smells bad. Sleeping bags. This was my summer bag. It's just a cheap Amazon bag. This was my cold weather bag. And at the beginning, I shoved it in this stuff sack, which is a Sea to Summit Event. It's waterproof. I think this is a size small. And it was so annoying shoving it in here every morning. I eventually sent this home and went with the compactor bag. I just shoved this in the bottom of my pack and then put my bag loosely, just shove it in the bottom. So this on the right is the Marmot Ion 20 degree bag. I started the trail with this, took it until I think Parisburg, and then sent it home. If I would do the trail over again, I would get a 0 degree bag without a doubt. I was cold a lot. And I think this is a good bag. Like if it would have just stayed 20 degrees and not dropped below there, I probably would have been fine, maybe. I would without, actually, Cobra already bought me a 0-degree bag. Like, if it's ever going to be cold enough that I might need my 20, I'm just taking my 0. The head cinches down. It was on sale because this is a left-hander bag. After I sent this home, I picked up a fleece blanket, and I thought I would be fine with just a fleece blanket, and I was not. So I had this bag at home already, and I just had my mom send it to me. I think it's Nature Hike. It's some like generic brand I bought off of Amazon years ago, like for hammock camping. And I looked it up, it's like a 43-degree bag. So this was perfect. I carried this the rest of the way. A lot of times, obviously I didn't use it at all, like in Pennsylvania when it was like 100 degrees. Also had this for cold weather months. It's the Sea to Summit Reactor Liner. I used it inside of my 20-degree bag. I was still cold a lot of times. I guess it probably helped some. I still carried it because I wanted to be as warm as possible. Sleeping pad. I had the Thermarest NeoAir X Lite, which I think a lot of people had. I started with the Thermarest Sea Light, which is the foam pad, and I absolutely hated it. I got rid of it as soon as I could, which was Franklin, and I picked this up. The Z Light made my hips hurt. I was really cold, and I didn't like it at all. I called it the devil pad. This I really like. It sucks having to blow it up and that it might pop at some point, but I think it's worth it. I sleep better. And I'm a lot warmer with this. And then somewhere around Vermont, I got really lazy again and didn't want to blow it up every night. And we were in a gear store and I found this this pump sack for Thermarest. Here on the end, there's a little hole and you just put your sleeping pad nozzle in there. Blow this full of air and just, it blows it up for you. And it's amazing. And it also serves as like a stuff sack kind of because it has this drawstring. So I just like shoved some clothes in there and used it as a stuff sack whenever I wasn't using it at camp. I don't think I would leave home without this now because it really sucks getting to camp and having to make yourself lightheaded blowing this thing up. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave a comment. You can follow me on Instagram at Cassie Adventuring. I post a lot of my backpacking stuff there. You can DM me any questions you have there also. And thanks for watching.